check the stream out. Dum 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 boom 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 boom. Let's see. Keyframes, nothing's dropping. Got Facebook and other stuff. Look at all that going on there. Bam, bam. Cool. Checking out the stream. Let's see, people in Periscope, there you are. And the YouTubes. Is YouTube actually live yet? Yeah, it is. Hey, look at that. YouTube is live. Oh, yeah, YouTube is live. Hey, guys, over on the YouTubes. Checking out everything as we go through, testing all the streams, making sure we are all good to go. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Man, it's going to be a good show tonight. Whoa! Gateway Pundit. We got some John Stewart. We got some Montana peoples. Gotta love the insurgencies. People being shot down left and right. Probably going to be me next, but whatever. Check that out. Keyframes, all the good rates going. Yeah. Let's see, we go ahead and kick this over. Well, we should wait a second. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. Doom, 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 bum, bum. Huh. Click, click. Connected, connected. 3, 2, 1, click. Boom, and it looks like we are live everywhere. Check that out. Let me see what I can do. Let me pull up these pages. Hey everybody, how's it going? While we go there, let me just transition this so people can get an idea of what I look like. I'm by myself again. Oh no. Oh man, let me see what's going on here. Boom. Come on now. Turn it over. There we are. Look at you now. Click that out of there. There we are, there we are. Let me see if I can get the other one over. Want to be able to keep track of you guys while we're going through everything, getting everything sorted and situated here. Erica! Commenting on my stuffs already. Good evening, how are ya? Good to see you. See videos. Hey, there I am. Look at that. Already got some people on the Mojo side. Rick King. Hi. Debbie. Hello. How are ya? Stick with us. This is kind of the pre-show stuff. I'm fiddling through, making sure everything looks right, sounds right, plays right. Should just be another minute or two, and we'll be able to go whole hog on this. And I don't mean that hog kid, because that would be terrible. Yes, I know your shirts have shipped, Erica. I keep track too. Oh, man. Got a good gift for my dad, too. It's good times. It is good times. By the way, guys, while we have a second, the shirts that Erica is talking about, if you don't know, she's actually talking to me over on the actual the stream that we go from my show site, which is Defenders of American Exceptionalism, or DOAEshow.com, or you can go to Facebook.com/DOAE Show. We're going live there. We are also on the Mojo 50 Radio, Mojo 50 Radio, and that's at the Facebook. That's also live on their radio program. You can also hear us on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, yada, 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 all of that. Rick, you're passing out candy. I don't pass out candy. I just do the show. Although you can get some ear candy maybe. Maybe you can find something that's worth passing to other people. And if you do, you can share us all over the place. And please do that. Like, share our posts. Hey, Dad. Good to see you. Let me see here. If you do go to our website, by the way, last day. This is the last day, the very last day for a Trump Pool t-shirt. It will be gone as of tomorrow morning when I wake up and I kill it. So it will be gone tomorrow morning. Today is the very last day. Go get your Trump Pool t-shirt while you still can, if you can. All right. Going to go for a little bit of radio silence, and I will be right back with you when the radio starts. Wow, well that's awkward. Look at that. We're having some radio issues on the sound side. Boosh. That sucks. But that's okay. I can always add that in when I'm going on through. So, hey guys, how's it going? Love to see you there. Glad everybody is here. Let me see what's going on here with the sound and everything like that while I'm working through. I love it when I have issues right at the top of the show. Gotta love it. It makes everything work so much better, don't you know? Anyway, so a couple things going through tonight. We have, let me see what we got going on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Apparently, Trump is claiming that he can use executive order, which he can for a very specific purpose. Going to get into that in a few minutes. We have the Australian woman who gets apparently she gets a prison sentence. We'll be able to talk about that in a little bit. Gateway Pundit writer is caught pushing a fake sex tape. Ooh, that's wonderful. And let me see what else is going on. Oh, yeah, John Stewart. We can actually agree with him on a few things. We got Montana libertarians and everything like that. By the way, welcome to the show. You're listening to the Defenders of American Exceptionalism. We are live. You can find us once again on Mojo 50 Radio. You can also find us at DOAE Show, pretty much everywhere that we have anything going on. And by that, I mean literally anything going on all social media sites. You can also find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spreaker, SoundCloud, all of those things, all using the slash DOAE Show. Or you can find us at Defenders of American Exceptionalism. Pretty much anywhere that you want to get the show. Go to doashow.com, become a defender with us, and when you do, it's $5 a month, $50 a year. And when you do that, it's when you go for the annual, we will also send you a t-shirt. You can either choose from the Eagle logo or the hashtag I see what you did there t-shirt. Because, by the way, if you follow us on the Twitters, hashtag I see what you did there, and we'll probably put you in the show. So, let's get to the main topics. All right, let me see what's going on here with the thing. So, this is from FAIR. FAIR is the Federation for American and Immigration Reform. You see, the term birthright citizenship refers to the current practice of considering children born in the U.S. to automatically acquire citizenship. We usually use the term anchor baby. But before I go further, let me go through a few things. Here are some, this is a screenshot that I pulled. These are just some of the titles that you get from CNN. Trump claims he can defy the Constitution and end birthright citizenship. You're wrong. New York Times, president wants to use executive order to end birthright citizenship. Yeah, sort of, not really. American Civil Liberties Union, no, Mr. President, you can't change the Constitution by executive order. I'm sorry, but once again, you're wrong. There are a lot of things wrong with that. And so I just can't. I got to pinpoint a couple things here as I go forward. So let's talk about executive orders. What are executive orders? Well, to speak about executive orders, you have to understand, and this is from heritage.org. So key things that everybody needs to understand. One, an executive order is a type of written instruction that presidents use to work their will through the executive branch of government. What does that mean? Well, what that means is Congress and federal courts can strike down the executive order if they exceed the scope of the president's authority. But the point of using an executive order is so that the president can push more constitutional-minded ideas and ideologies faster. Using his general authority, the authority that he already has. Now, we have seen many times over multiple places that there are huge issues with this. What I mean by huge issues is, very simply put, you're going to get to we have so many presidents that use executive orders to push unconstitutional issues going through. And by unconstitutional, I literally mean unconstitutional. There's no way that they could have done what they did. And doing that, they've basically lessened themselves. They put themselves in a position where they were like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I don't care what it is, and I don't care what you guys are trying to push. I'm just going to do this because I want to. And in those cases, as we've seen over many, many years, it doesn't work out very well. The reason why it doesn't work out very well is very simple. Those executive orders actually hurt our government, hurt our Constitution, and overstretch the president's use and reach. When that happens, that actually that destroys everything that we have. And that's something that nobody wants. Nobody wants at all. So think about it like this. If a president has what's called an executive order, that executive order is supposed to be used just to forward his job, and his job is very simple. As the president, your job is to literally just go and execute the laws. And when you don't execute the laws, what you do is you actually push for your own laws, and that's what we've seen in many cases. Here's what we're talking about with the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship, and all the rest of the hullabaloo that goes on there. When we talk about birthright citizenship and all of that, there is nothing in the 14th Amendment that says a person born here whose parents are not either naturalized or actual citizens or original citizens born here themselves. There's nothing in our Constitution, including the 14th Amendment, that says that that person is a citizen. You don't believe me. I know you don't believe me. And that's okay. Here it is. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdictions thereof are citizens of the United States. Now, let me ask you a question. If you put in and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, what does that mean in legalese? Well, I don't have to go through legalese. I can just explain it to you very simply. They put that in there because there are Native Americans who are living on American, unquote, American soil. They're living in the continent of the of North America, where we call the United States, but they are not American citizens. They're not United States citizens. They're born on reservation, and those reservations have their own setup. And when this was originally put in, they have their own laws. They have their own jurisdictions. None of it is under federal jurisdiction. They also had, things like foreign visitors, ambassadors, consulars. All those people would come through, and if they had a baby and it was born on soil, in the soil of America, well, they had to make sure that that kid also was not an American. It's not. Just like anybody illegal who has a child born on American soil is not American. It's not American. The 14th Amendment does not say anywhere that a person can come here illegally and have a child just because they're on American soil and that child becomes an American. Now, this is not law. What we've been talking about, this entire process that people have been doing for the past 40 years, hasn't been law. There's never been a law passed. There's never been an amendment to the Constitution. There's never been a changeover about anything going through the entire system. And one of the funny things is, so because of that, because no changeovers, because of that junk, what you have is you have a breakdown of society, and you have a breakdown of actual law where people are claiming, oh my gosh, the president is going to use an executive order to kill the 14th Amendment. No, you moron. Have you read the 14th Amendment? Do you understand the legal portions of the 14th Amendment? I don't. I am just a random, generic American that has a microphone in front of his face. And with just a tiny bit of information and just a tiny bit of searching, you can figure out exactly what each word and each phrase means. They added that specifically. They wanted to make sure that nobody could come into this country and skip the line. They wanted to make sure if you wanted to become a citizen, you actually wanted to become a citizen. Not that you were pushed into it, not that you were born into it from illegal parents, but that your family wanted to become citizens. They came here legally. And then, after they came here legally, you were born. And you became a citizen. There literally is no such thing as an anchor baby. Every child born as an anchor baby is still technically illegal. Because there's never been a law, there's never been placement, and none of that is there to make sense. I think I've gone over on my time. I'm just going to have to cut things out and kind of put things in place. But, you know, I wanted to get that through and get that across to you guys. I really, it's been bothering me so much. How do you get to a point to where you as a society, or we as a society, really dive into this and really look in and say, okay, here's what's going on. Here's what we have. Here are the problems that we have, and let's try to work this out. I don't know what these people are doing, but freaking out over every small detail, about every small issue, about every small situation, it just hurts us. It hurts us in the end, and it kills everything that's going on. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to society at large, because what you're doing is you're circumventing the actual law. You're circumventing what truly is law for everybody else, and you're just putting in what you feel is the best situation, what you feel like you want to believe, and that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't do anything for anybody going forward. And I think that's the major issue. So, you know, that's what you're going to say. I mean, what am I going to say, really? Honestly. These people are going to sit down and they're going to go through through the rest of their life. And I can't say that those people that have come through here illegally and become anchor babies and 5 generations in, It sucks. But your citizenship is fake. I'm sorry. That sucks. So what should you do? I don't know. But what I do know is that if the president decides to use an executive order and he decides to go through and he decides to do this sort of situation, hey, Teresa, and take it into what would be the major extremes of everything, there's nothing that we can say or do that would turn it off, that would change it. He's doing it legally. It is his job that he's doing. There's nothing that anybody can say or do to stop it, because he's doing the right thing, actually, in that way. He's doing the proper procedure. And that's the funny thing, is that, you know, we look at it and we're saying, okay, I get you. Okay, I get you. But he is actually doing the proper thing. He's doing the right thing in the situation. And so what are we to do as citizens? Are we supposed to just like turn our heads and not think about it ever and just go through the motions of everything? I don't know. Anyway. Man, I've blown the entire first session. I've actually blown through the clock on the second set. So let's get to the next piece and see what happens. I'll just have to chop this up at the end and make some good stuff going on for this. So let me see here. Oh, yeah, here we go. So let me ask you a question. You're in Australia, and you're a female in Australia, and a man rapes you, and, rapes you and threatens your daughter, and threaten your daughter's life and rapes you and all that jazz. So let me ask you, what do you do in that situation? What do you do in that situation? Well, I can tell you what one Australian woman did. You see, an Australian woman was sentenced to just over 10 years in prison after admitting she fatally stabbed a man in 2015 who she said raped her, threatened her daughter, after which she dragged his corpse from a rope with her car before disposing of the body. See, Roxanne Peters at the time was a 32-year-old pharmacist assistant, and she pled guilty to manslaughter and interfering with a corpse, adding that she'll be eligible for parole in 2020. That's pretty quick. Her sentence was handed down Monday in a Brisbane Supreme Court. So, you see, she fatally stabbed her assailant in the heart with a knife, a kitchen knife. Prosecutors told the court that he had broken into her home to do a meth cook-up and threatened her daughter, and if she didn't have sex with her again. Again? I guess they knew each other. So Peters, also a drug addict, ran to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and when the man grabbed her other hand, she repeatedly stabbed him, saying, "You don't rape me. You don't rape me. You don't rape me." Basically shouting and chanting. So here's the thing. She did many other things, including mutilation of his body and other such gruesome things, which I'm not going to get into. Sounds reasonable to you. He got off light. Well, he did die, Jules. It's not that he got off light. He did actually die. So, I mean, she was a druggie. He was a druggie. He came to her house. I don't know. Things happen. Things just, I guess. things happened. I don't know exactly what happened, but things happened, and those things are bad, apparently. So, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. It's terrible. Terrible, no good, very bad things. So, this comes down in the case of, I can't condone it, but I understand it. I can't condone it, but I understand what's going on. It's very, very bad things. Very bad things. Very, very bad. Man, I'll tell you what, that's pretty bad. But if you think that's pretty bad, think about this. Gateway pundit writer, GOP lobbyist, caught trying to push fake sexual assault claims against Robert Mueller. You see, Gateway writer Jacob Wohl, Republican lobbyist, and Republican lobbyist Jack Berkman, both young-looking guys, were exposed to trying to promote a fake sexual assault allegation. This fake sexual assault allegation seems to have stemmed from when they were, how should I say this? Yeah, they were trying to falsely accuse Robert Mueller of sexual assault of a young lady. I don't really see how that's a good idea for them or him or anybody at all. It's really not good for anybody to really do any of this. You shouldn't do that. I hope you understand that. It should not be a thing that you do at all. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Do I get the point across? I mean, is that close enough to the point? But anyway, so apparently these guys, they tried to push the entire thing. They went through all social media platforms. They were going through everything. I mean, when I say they were going through everything, I mean everything. They were posting up the stuff on social media. They were posting up stuff on everything. Left and right. We have a brand new exclusive. We've got this entire deal. And then they found out they were fakes. And guess what? They started pointing the fingers at each other. They started accusing each other of you know, doing the wrong thing and setting up the wrong things and everything else in this entire situation. And you know, I just don't. I don't understand. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't understand what you're trying to do if you're looking at a man and you're saying, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to ruin your entire life. Just because I can. Just because I can. And I mean, if you're looking at somebody and saying that, just because I have the ability to, I'm going to try and ruin you, smear your name. Look, the guy has gone through quite a bit. I mean, tons of investigations. He's obviously a slimeball anyway, but that's not the point. You know, just because he's a slimeball in one thing doesn't mean he's a slimeball in everything. Give the guy a little bit of a break, you know what I mean? A little bit of a break. You're coming down a little too hard is what I'm trying to say. You're coming down just a little bit too hard on the guy for things to really pan out like they're supposed to. I mean, it's not very nice of you. It's not a good idea of you. Why would you do such a thing? But that's, I guess maybe I'm just being a little naive. You see, they stopped responding to social media posts after they went through the entire process. Apparently, Gateway Pundit founder Jim Hoft tweeted that the same site that put up the documents has taken down the documents that it's posted and that it fabricated against Mueller. It's terrible. You're gonna do that to a guy? Look, I don't even like Mueller. But nothing again. I mean, come on. Look, I don't like rapists. I don't like sexual assaultists. I don't like anybody that does that junk. I don't do it, and you shouldn't either. Why do I even have to say that? I don't do it, and you shouldn't either. That's not something I should have to say to you. But the fact that I am saying it to you should tell you that we have a broken society. A broken society that is horrid and misplaced and degenerate and overall just out of its mind in what we do to other people and how damaging it really is to hurt these folks. I just don't get it. I guess I'm just a nice guy or something, but it doesn't. When I hear stuff like this, and it really kind of irks me to no end, because it burns my britches up, and I can't. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to push it, and it's just. Goodness gracious. Oh, man. Okay, well, looks like everything looks like I'm going to let that go there and be done. There we are. Boom. Hopefully everybody can hear the music. I couldn't. I don't know why, but I couldn't. So, let me see what's going on. Boom, 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 boom. Tell you what, gotta love technology when you can't do anything with it. Let me see here. That's going that. In the break, look at this. Gonna kick some break over. Yeah. Yeah, see, you guys could hear that. I gotta love technical difficulties. You guys love technical difficulties? I do. I bet you know I do. It's good times. Let me see here. I should probably monitor that, because at least then I'd be able to hear it a little bit better. Always. See, hey Jules. Hey Erica, give me a cue. Did you guys hear the music? I don't know. I know that it's playing now, but I don't know if you guys can hear it. I know I didn't, but if you guys can hear it, then it's all good for some reason. Bum 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 bum. Technology is our friend and at the same time our foe. Yes. Let's see, Jules. I didn't know she knew him and was a druggie. Yeah. You heard it going out, but not now. Yeah, good. That's perfect. Because technically I'm in break right now. Good. So you heard it going out. That's all I needed to make sure of. As long as you can hear it going out, I can handle it and deal with it just by viewing and monitoring things going on. I don't know why the music's not playing on the from the other way around, but gosh, goodness gracious. Let me see. Does this work? Oh, yes, that works. See, why didn't that work earlier? Every time I change up, man, I got to change some things. Hey, Wendy, good to see you finally back on with us. You heard it a minute ago, Robert. Good. Thumbs ups. And we're back. You're listening to the Defenders of American Exceptionalism. I just finished a whole bunch of technical difficulties for the first 2 segments. Yay! Anyway, let's get back into it. By the way, before I do get back into it, do follow us on MeWe. We are on MeWe. Join up. Follow us there. You can find a whole bunch of other content. You can also find everybody at Mojo50 there. And if you do go to Mojo50, go to mojo50.com. You can find a ton of stuff that they've got going on. They also have a giveaway that they're doing. If you do sign up with them, that means give them your email address and you will sign up. You'll be signed up for, what is it? A drawing for a couple $1,000s worth of stuff. That's got a gun and a couple other things. Anyway, that's all beside the point. That's them. And if you do, give us a like, share, follow on all the social medias and or where you are listening to us. That is DOAE Show, or the Defenders of American Exceptionalism. So, John Stewart. Usually when I say this name, it has a couple bells behind it, but I actually agree with him this time. I know. Shock face. Crazy. Crazy, crazy shock face. So, oh man, I tell you what. Comedian John Stewart just dumped a pitcher of cold water on journalists who have been personally wounded and offended by President Donald Trump and the Trump's anti-media barbs, criticizing them for battling back against the commander-in-chief, revealing their, quote, own narcissism and their, quote, own ego in the process. You see, he was on CNN with Christine Amanpour, and he sat across from her with fellow comedian Dave Chappelle this past Tuesday. They did a whole big interview deal, and just a couple things. Primarily, he was talking to her the whole idea of fake news, and what it is, and all that stuff, and how he's so terrible, how he so blatantly feels about them, telling Amanpour that Trump was so successfully managed to offend journalists that they, instead of objectively talking about stories, they've decided that they're going to be the story just so they can get their cut of flesh, their pound of flesh, you know, that whole deal. So, and I quote, I think that journalists have taken it personally. They are personally wounded and offended by this man. He baits them, and they dive in. And what he's done well, I thought, is appeal to their own narcissism, to their own ego. Ellipses. And the journalists stand up and say, "We are noble! We are honorable! How dare you, sir!" And they take it personally. You see, Amanpour then tried to defend herself and her colleagues, saying that it's hard for us to be dispassionate when words from the White House are aggressive against us. To which, you know, he replied, "But you're not used to it?" And, you know, Amanpour bristled around. No, we're used to it. Believe me. We've been through there, and we've been out there in the fields. But think of the communities of color. Think of the Muslims. Think of the black communities, Stewart explains. When journalists rise to this outrage of, "How dare you say that about us?" Think of the lives that they've been leading under this and what they've been put under. Besides that last little bit where he's just kind of throwing stuff out there, think of everybody else, you know, yeah, you've bristled. You've shown who you are. You've shown your true colors. That you know, it's shining through there. And one of the big issues with everything that's been going on is the fact that the news media is out for blood. And since they are out for blood, they actually become fake news themselves. They do it to themselves. They make themselves fake news. And it seems hard to believe. It seems like it shouldn't happen. But it does. They force themselves into their own position of being fake news. And just quick hit before we go on to the before we get to the next subject, just a little in between. Something that isn't fake news, Christian news site called LifeSite. If you haven't heard of it, you should have by now. They've been blacklisted by their own web host. You see, there was an email sent to them. LifeSite received an email at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I forget on which day. What day was this posted? I think it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, telling them that their entire service is going to go down. It's going to go out. They're not going to have it anymore. They literally had to scramble. They had their security. Yeah, just like Gab, the social media site. Which, by the way, I didn't know anything about Gab before this entire situation. So, But so their entire web hosting system went down, and they were able to keep their site up. And I think it's still currently up. I don't know for sure. Livesite.com. Yeah. No, livesite.net. Is it .net? No. Okay, so I think it's gone. It's gone now. LifeSite is, maybe it's org. It might be org. I didn't try org, but LifeSite, which generally posted a ton of stuff about religious freedom and liberty and the right to life, which was their main subject of everything that they did. .org. It is .org. Okay. I'll try that just in case. They went through and it was decided by their web host that they were no longer going to have a web host. So they had to scramble, take all of their information, post them on temporary servers and everything else, find a loop around, find a workaround. This is taking a lot longer than it should for this site to come up. I'd have to say that they're probably down. I believe the host. What was the host? I think it was GoDaddy, actually. Web developers, had to stand back, Service host, yeah. Yeah, I believe it was GoDaddy, if I remember right. This is on the heels of Gab, obviously getting crushed and sent out and destroyed. But there are other things that we really need to be concerned about, and that is freedom of speech. You have the freedom to post this stuff, and you should have the freedom to post this stuff, but there are groups out there attacking these companies and telling them flat out that they will be exposed and they will be hurt and damaged if they do not stop servicing people because of what they talk about. Which is another reason why LifeSiteNews.com, there you go. LifeSiteNews.com, that's what it is. I thought it was just LifeSite.org. So LifeSiteNews.com. So cool. They are still up. Yay! Yay! And they're scrambling right now. So if anybody knows anything about web hosting and backup servers and things like that, they could probably use your help. That's why we're looking into alternative social medias like MeWe and things like that. Get on there as fast as you can. Get off of Facebook. I know I'm on Facebook right now. Get off of Facebook. Get off the Twitters. Go to the MeWe's and the other such. Get those places up and running because they're not technically conservative. They're just free speech. They're free speech platforms. And there's going to be tons more coming out. There's going to be tons of big things coming through with that. Quickly, I want to hit on this. Apparently in Montana, the Libertarian candidate has decided to pull out of the race. On Wednesday, the Montana Libertarian candidate for the U.S. Senate, Rick Breckenridge, dropped out of the race, endorsing GOP candidate Matt Rosendale, the state insurance commissioner, who is running against the incumbent Democratic Senator John Tester for that seat. You see, here's the thing. I'm glad that he's doing it for the point of getting a Democrat out of office. I am not glad that he's doing it because it's the last week of the election, which means his name is still going to be on the ballot, which means people are still going to vote for him. and he can't give his votes to the other guy. That just doesn't work. So here's the thing. He's saying Breckenridge is throwing his support behind the GOP candidate. The most recent polls have taken in Montana, which conducted between October 24th and the 26th, found that Tester was leading Rosendale 48 to 45, with 7% of the votes undecided in the previous poll. Montana State University billing poll conducted between the 8th and 13th found that Tester was 47-38, leading over Rosendale. So it's going back and forth, back and forth. I think the polls are grossly overrated. Grossly overrated. Let me see. Wow, that was really distracting, Jules. You're milking goats. Okay. And so what he wants to do, what Breckenridge wants to do, is he wants to throw all of his weight and everything else. He's probably only going to get 3 to 4%, but that 3 to 4% might be exactly the push that the Republican needs to get over the hill. And with that, he's decided to go for the Republican candidate, pull out. I mean, he's doing the whole thing. Sorry, latent bell. He's got the entire situation going. But what I would suggest is, if you're going to pull out of a race, you need to pull out well before the last week of the election. Last week before the election. I mean, the election is literally next week. Come on, dude. It just sounds like you're sabotaging the entire event and then saying, oh, you know, at the last minute, I really don't want to, that's not something I want to do, you know, meh. So I think it's really just the fact that he knows that he can't win and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to get 4%. I don't really care. This guy's all right. I might as well back this guy who's all right. Because, you know, why not? I know you're libertarian, dude. I respect you for being libertarian. I don't know exactly all your policies, but at the same point in time, you really should have thought about that before you went through. Just saying. We'll be right back after this break. Okay, I was lying. I'm not actually going to take a commercial break, because why take a commercial break when you don't want commercials in the first place and you've already screwed half of your show with screwed up music. Yes, I know, Erica. I got the music. I can now hear it. I don't know how I didn't hear it earlier, and I also don't know how it didn't start working earlier, but whatever. I got it to work now. That means everything should be all right. Just going to be a lot of editing tonight. Yay, a lot of editing. No, it's okay, Jules. You're just fine. That was just, wow. My eyes happened to scroll through the sections and like, what? Milking a goat? I mean, that's cool. I'm glad that you have goats. My mother-in-law apparently wants to have goats. Thanks, Jules. Thank you. No hairnet. What? Who are you guys talking to? Oh my gosh. So many people. Oh, talking about there. Oh, geez. Let me see. Erica. That would be a pumpkin gunshot squirrel. Yeah, well, so here's the thing, you know, there's tons of squirrels. Pumpkin shots would be good. Ooh, pumpkin shot. You guys need to come up with pumpkin shots. Pumpkin spice shots. That sounds amazing. Doesn't that sound amazing? That sounds good. You guys need to do pumpkin shots. I won't. Wait, yes, I will, but not on air. I will not on air. Don't want to have a bad show, you know. Man, oh man, I'll tell you what. It's been a day. I was literally dead until about 30 minutes before the show. So, I can't complain. So thirsty. Yeah, well, you know, that's why I drink coffee. By the way, you guys can get this mug right here. You can't get this mug, but you can get this mug. Or you can get this mug at the store. Go to doashow.com/store/shop. Go find the mugs. It's there. And while you're there, Go get your Trump Pull t-shirt because it will be gone tonight. Actually, tomorrow morning. It will be gone tomorrow morning. It will be no more. It has been no more. It has ceased to be. And it will. It's like I don't know when my brakes hit or something. Welcome back. You're listening to the Defenders of American Exceptionalism. We are live. You can listen to us everywhere that you can find any podcast available to you. You can also hear us live right now on Mojo 50 Radio or IPM Nation. You can also go to Lanterns and find us there. That's Lanterns.Buzz. What are you talking about, Erica? Erica, stop being confusing. Don't do that to me. Not while I'm actually live on the show. Come on. I'm a simple man. Stop confusing me. Speaking of simple men, got a couple quick stories to roll this out. Everybody remember Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. I know. When MeWe gets video, it'll be amazing. So, you know the whole exchange that Obama made, you know, a whole bunch of people, insurgents. He gave 5 members of the Afghan Taliban for one deserter who actually went to the Taliban and, you know, wanted to join up. Oh, yeah, that was the quote. It wasn't the meaning of life. It was flying circus. It was flying circus is what that was. That was the parrot or the parakeet issue on flying circus. The skit that they did there. Monty Python. Gotta love it. See, their release was considered somewhat controversial with the exchange that took place in 2014. No, you don't say. Taliban are bringing back their old generation, which means the Taliban have not changed their thinking or their leadership, says Harun Mir, an Afghan political analyst who was talking to the AP. So what are they doing? Well, Mohammed Fazl, let me see, Mohammed Fazl and Karullah Karkwa and Abdul Haq Wasik and Mullah Nurullah Nori and Mohammed Nabi were released from Guantanamo Bay in Qatar, in Qatar's custody under security restrictions and a 1-year travel ban in 2014. For the release of Bo Bergdahl. Tuesday, a Taliban spokesman said that the 5 have joined the Taliban political office in Qatar, where they will be among representatives in peace negotiations between the group and the Afghan government. Some Afghan representatives believe that the status of the 5 freed prisoners gives weight to the Taliban's peace negotiations. Quote, "These people are respected among all of the Taliban," said Hakim Mujahid, a member of the Afghan Peace Council. Fazl was arrested in 2002, accused of overseeing a massacre of thousands of Shiite in 2000. Karkwa was reportedly close to the founders of the Taliban, Mullah Omar, as well as Osama bin Laden. Wasik is a Taliban deputy intelligence minister. Nori, not George Nori, this is a different Nori, is a Taliban leader who fought against U.S. forces. And Nabi is a Taliban communications officer. You see, former Representative Mike Rogers of Michigan, he's a Republican, who used to be the head of the House Intelligence Committee at the time of the exchange, said, "I have little confidence in the security assurance regarding the movement and activities of our now released Taliban leaders. And I have even less confidence in the administration's willingness to ensure they are enforced." Quote, "I believe this decision will threaten the lives of American soldiers for years to come," end quote, says Rogers. I believe, sir, you are correct. And that's about it. I mean, I saw it coming. Everybody saw it coming. Yeah, I know. I need to clean the mic when I'm done with saying those names. and the fossils. So, yeah. Apparently you got that. But before I go, before everything else is going through, we're going to talk about a little known thing. The Shia LaBeouf-date. I'm just joking. Hold on one second. Shia LaBeouf-date! Yes, my friends, I'm stealing it from Doc Thompson because he hasn't had one in a while. And I might as well go through with it. Pardon me. Shia LaBeouf's He Will Not Divide Us global Capture the Flag game is back on. You see, LaBeouf launched the He Will Not Divide Us, an art installation designed to foment resistance against Donald Trump. Let me see. The museum is moving image of a moving image dropped the installation after several altercations. We all knew that was happening and everything that went on there. He then decided that he wanted to put it out in the middle of a field, and it was found. The people on the internet, you guys, lovely, lovely trolls that you are, have decided that anytime he puts up this flag and anytime he does any of this, they're just going to go find it and screw him up. So when LaBeouf posted pictures of him in a rental cabin, 4chan users matched wood patterns and precision locations of the rental cabin. The 4chan users were able to determine the general location, and then through the weather patterns, planes, star patterns, and everything else, they were able to find the flag. At some point, LaBeouf decided that he wasn't going to do it anymore. And so it was found and everything else, and then he stopped doing it until late Tuesday. Just in time for the midterm elections, he posted a brand new flag up on the campaign book. On the Twitters, He Will Not Divide Us.us is what he's using, and he has the flag up. It's not clear whether the internet is undertaking an operation to capture LaBeouf's flag, but I'm sure that 4chan users have already caught this, and I'm sure that they're going to do more. He posted the flag, everybody. He posted the flag. He will not divide us. 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 I love that guy. I wish I had that meme that I could just throw up on everything where it's just him clapping at himself. That entire deal. It is way too easy. Apparently, people love going up his flagpole, and people love to tear down his sign. So that's kind of where I'm at tonight. Let's see what's going on with you guys. This has-been is a has-been. Yes, he is a has-been. Yes, he has lost his mind. Clean that mic. Yes, I will clean the mic. No worries. I've got to get the thing. But the flagpole will intersect him. What do you mean, Robert? What do you mean? The flagpole will intercept him. Oh, man. You bet they disappear next week. Oh, you're talking about the guys from the Muslim countries. Yeah, probably so. Oh, man. Too many queues knocking at the door. You just saw it on Twitter. It is good times. You just saw it on Twitter, and it's funny enough that it's actually being posted on things like Instagram and everything else, and the Daily Wire's talking about it, which is even better. Even better. So you have everybody talking through it, everybody talking about it. It is amazing. By the way, guys, just one more thing I wanted to kind of add here while I'm rambling. We have freedom of speech because we can, because God gives it to us. It's our ability. And our world is connected through the internet. Through everything that we have, through the social media that we have. And yes, we could go back, but we're not going to. What's going to happen is we are going to get into these digital ghettos where you're not going to be able to hear me, I'm not going to be able to hear you, and we'll be able to scream as loud as we want to, but nothing will ever happen. We need to stop that from happening. We need to stop these people from doing what they do, and we need to make sure that our voices are heard. You're listening to the Defenders of American Exceptionalism. We are live every time we do our show. Come join us. Be a defender with us. Join Mojo, because we know that you're a jackhole too. Until next time, see you later, folks.